everybody. Good morning. Rose Thorn here. Yes, I'm still up. I haven't gone to sleep yet. It is 3 o'clock in the morning and I've still got some energy. So I'm still up and I'm still working on YouTube. So I just finished up a React video and I posted it. And in that React, Foodie was going off about Natter again. And what's interesting about that React is that was a live stream that Foodie did before she made a point to come into Gary Unfiltered's live stream and call Gary Unfiltered an inbred. She was throwing insult at the fact that Gary is someone that is from West Virginia. So she did that. She went into Gary's chat. She made a point to let everybody know she was there. She threw an insult to Gary. And here's the interesting thing. So she's supposed to have a problem with Natter, says she's done with him, and yet she was going in and insulting Gary, even though Gary wasn't reacting to her. He was reacting to Natter. So Chantal's supposed to have a problem with Natter, and yet she's going to go in there and say a bunch of stuff to Gary. You know, make it make sense. You know, one minute she's got a problem with Natter, she hates him, she's done with him. The next minute she's going in and throwing insults at Gary because he's talking about Natter. He's reacting to Natter. So after she came into the live stream insulting Gary, she made a community post. I want to show it to you guys. And I'm glad that I'm up to do this react of the community post because knowing Chantal, knowing her slimy ways, she's probably going to delete this. She's not going to leave this up. So I want to capture it before she does that. I don't want to give her a chance to delete the evidence. I want to get this before she wakes up. So let me just go ahead and refresh so I can get as many comments as possible. So here's what her post says. And she posted this 2 hours ago. She says, LMFAO, that reactor guy is from West Virginia. Inbred. I knew it. You got a purty mouth. Good night, guys. See you tomorrow. Love you. So you're throwing shade at Gary from being from West Virginia. Chantal, I'm a Southern woman myself. My grandmother was from Kentucky. My grandfather was from Tennessee. Then my grandparents moved to Florida and had my dad and his two brothers. Do you understand me? I come from a Southern family, a big one. And I don't like the fact that you're going after people in the United States, people who happen to be Southern. I don't think that's right. You're Canadian. Got nothing against Canadians, got nothing bad to say about people in Canada. But there you are in Canada judging people in America that you know nothing about. And can I just say this from experience? Southern people, we got a whole lot of common sense. Okay? That's something that you lack in your life. Common sense. You don't have a whole lot of that. All the money in the world that you get and you still can't buy that. But going after Gary, going after him hard for what reason I do not know. You know, on one hand she's going after Natter, on the other hand she's sticking up for her man. So, you know, it is what it is. So here's some of the comments that people left for her after her saying that. Emily says, you got a lot of nerve here, Chantal. There's a phrase about stones and glass houses that you should remember. Yeah, someone who lives the way that Chantal does really has no business going after anybody, no matter where they live, no matter where they're from. You really shouldn't go after people, Chantal. If you're a woman and you're not living with any kind of sense, any kind of structure, you have no business looking down your nose at anybody. You know, you're on your knees with the trash heap. Don't leave us other people alone. Kara says, Gary works hard. It is a funny, likable, oh my God, it's 3 o'clock in the morning and my lips just don't want to work. I'm so sorry. Let me try this again. Gary works hard, is funny, is a likable guy, and makes coin off of Natter. We like him a lot. Yes, we do. We like Gary a lot. Gary's a great guy. He's a sweetheart. He's wonderful in his chat. He makes people laugh. And tonight, Natter made the mistake of reacting to Gary again. He just didn't learn his lesson the first time. Turned on Gary's react of him And Gary had people rolling in laughter, not just in his chat, but in Natter's chat as well. Everybody in Natter's chat was just dying of laughter. There were laughing emojis all over the place in Natter's chat. It's freaking funny. I was watching the replay in Gary's chat just a minute ago. His live chat is still going on. And when Natter held up his tablet, you could see people in his chat laughing at him. So Gary is so funny that not only is it entertaining people in his own chat, but people in Natter's chat as well. And you're right, Kara. Gary works very hard and is very funny, and he's a very likable guy. Bambi says, now she's sticking up for Natter, the cycle. Yeah, I hate Natter. I'm done with him, and he uses people. But yet you're going to go after reactors that talk about Natter. So how much do you hate the guy, really? Casey Jones says, West Virginia is a gorgeous state. You're from Cornwall, ma'am. Hey, I know nothing about Cornwall. I got nothing bad to say about Cornwall, but I will say that you're right. West Virginia is a beautiful state. There are many southern states that are absolutely breathtaking, and they have wonderful, friendly, polite people. There's nothing like southern hospitality. D-Spec says, Gary is reacting to Natter now. Natter has all the mumbled, garbled, garbage, sick burns. Yeah, Natter wants to become a reaction channel, but he's not good at it. He and Chantal had that in common. They both suck at reacting to people. Chantal herself has tried to react to the reactors, and she fails miserably. Same thing with Natter. He just doesn't know how to do it. He mumbles too much. He doesn't have the quick comebacks. None of that. Natter, you suck at cooking. You suck at reactions. Work on the cooking before you become a reaction channel, okay? Improve in one area before you move on to another. Kelly M says, love Gary and Southerners. I'm from Alabama. You are blessed if you're from the South. People move here to retire. I'm also retired at age 42. I moved back here to retire. Oh, you're from Alabama? Nice. Very nice. Alabama is a beautiful state. Darth Rumpy says, of course you would use the line from Deliverance, a movie about an SA victim. Oh, is that where she used it from? Of course she would. Morgan T says, thanks for the suggestion. Subscribing to Gary right now. You know, a long, long time ago, Foodie got mad at Miss Hussey. And she was so angry at him, she thought she was doing something by posting a link to his channel on her community tab. She thought she was doing something by doing that. And all she ended up doing was giving him over 1,000 subscribers in 24 hours. You would think that she would have learned her lesson by doing that. Every time Natter and Chantal talk about a reactor, that reactor's channel explodes. So as someone that I mod for Gary, that I'm part of the Unfiltered Squad, thanks, Chantal. Thanks for letting more people know about Gary. More people should know about Gary. His channel should be huge. He makes people laugh. He loves to make people laugh. Laughter is a wonderful gift. So thank you, Chantal, for letting people know where to find Gary, for letting people know that he's on YouTube, and maybe they can learn to laugh or laugh a little more, courtesy of Gary and being part of the Unfiltered Squad. I don't know when you and Natter are going to learn that the more you talk about somebody that you hate, the more you're promoting them. It just works like that. You can't talk about somebody in a hateful way without people getting curious and checking somebody out. You two are just stupid. You hate Gary, but you're promoting him. So again, as the Unfiltered Squad member, thanks for that. Chantal's Wasted Life says, almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Oh, you're doing the lyrics for Country Road from John Denver. I love that song. That's such a beautiful song. I love that song. Yeah, I absolutely adore that John Denver song. D Spec says, but Dee Dee's boyfriend has spent more time on camera with the reactor guy than with you. Ooh, that is so true. Natter has spent more time focusing and fixated on Gary than he has on Dee Dee or Chantal. Isn't that scary? Natter is absolutely fixated on Gary. Chantal only wishes she had that kind of a focus and attention from Natter. All the nonsense she did last night, dressing up in lingerie, calling him repeatedly, acting the fool, flirting with Pete, trying to kiss on Pete, come on to Pete, just trying to get his attention. And here is Gary, not even trying to get attention from Natter, and he's getting it. And he doesn't have to pay him thousands of dollars either. Creator Chaos Gossip says, have you been to West Virginia? It's beautiful. Yes, it is. It's an absolutely beautiful state. 3R says, and you bait children online on Omegle. What's worse? I think the Omegle thing was much, much worse. Michaela says, that's rich coming from someone with a suspicious underbite. Sleep well in your damn pish bed and last night's vom. Ew. I don't want to think about that. I got to go to bed soon. I don't want to have nightmares. But knowing Chantal, she did not properly clean everything as she should. I mean, I got money on a bet that she did not do what she needs to do to clean that place up. People saying West Virginia is beautiful. Chibi says, back to being friends with Natter, I'm assuming. Yeah, they must be friends. She's sticking up for her friend. Even though somebody's talking about her friend, she's got a problem and she's got a problem with her friend. It seems like her hate of Natter is very selective. And I think she hates him the most on camera, but off camera is a different story. Scottish girl reacts, says, wait a minute. Did you really just accuse someone of being inbred because of where they come from? Or do you have evidence of this? Even if they were, that's not their fault and none of your business. That's so discriminative. I'm not surprised, just disappointed. Then again, you did discriminate against your own race during the Cuba raid, so I guess I expect nothing less. For the record, Gary is not inbred. She's trying to find the lowest of the low insults to insult Gary, but Gary don't give an F about her. Uh, she likes to throw insults at people that really don't pertain to them and aren't true. You know, remember, guys, it's the same woman that likes to look shame other people. She likes to age shame people. She doesn't like other women. I mean, so are we surprised that she's saying something so hateful? Azuri says, imagine talking about someone else's appearance. Yeah, have you looked in the mirror lately, Chantal, without the filters? Have you seen yourself without looking at your phone, looking at an actual mirror? Yeah, don't judge. Brown Eyed Girl says, people think you act like this for money and attention, but for you, that's just the icing, the cherry. You antagonize the audience because you want people to feel as empty and broken as you do. You define misery loves company. What a great statement, Brown Eyed Girl, and so, so true. So true. The evil that we see of Chantal, the rottenness, that's only on the surface. I'm sure there's much more going on beneath the surface that we're not even aware of. D-Spec says, last night you wanted to save the baby Southerners. Kelly Doxy says, Chantal, you are shaming a nice guy in a pretty state. You better watch what you are posting. Yeah, she is just working overtime, offending everybody, isn't she? You know, talking about the school shooting and doing the finger guns and claiming that she's half gay when she isn't, talking about DV and SA, and now she's going after a Southern man and claiming that he's inbred. I mean, she is just trying to tick off all the boxes, all of them. She ain't leaving none of them out. Jopa says, so you think people from the southern U.S. are inbred, sticking up for Natter? I had hope for you. You know what I think she's trying to do? She's trying to gain points with Natter. If Natter doesn't like somebody, then she's not going to like somebody. If Natter's got a problem with someone, then she's going to act like she's got a problem when really she doesn't care. You know, she wants him to pat her on the head and go, good girl, Chantal, good girl. That's a good girl. Go fetch me a stick. Harper Meadows says, Funko Baby says what? Glass houses. Snow Eclipse says, ma'am, have you ever been to West Virginia? No, she hasn't. She really hasn't. Black Beauty says, why exactly are you mad? Oh, wait, I forgot. He cooked Natter last night, LMAFAO. He drugged the crap out of him, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, a lot of people did. And people are still enjoying the dragging. It's still going on. We're on round 2 of this. Natter just won't quit. He won't quit. Jag Girl says, wow, look at you trying to be all righteous and clever. That's rich coming from someone like you. Keep digging that hole, girl. You'll fit in it eventually. Aren't you from Cornwall? Everybody's throwing insults at Cornwall. I don't feel comfortable doing that because I don't think that's fair to go after an entire town of people just because you don't like one person that comes from that town. So, you know, I am not going to disrespect Cornwall or Canada just because of Chantal. But I don't think it's right for her to go after the state or the people of West Virginia. They ain't done nothing to her. She got a problem with Gary. She could just talk about Gary. She doesn't have to mention the state or the people there or say that everybody that's from West Virginia is from that are inbreds. Oh, look, Gary's in the chat. Hey, Gary. Gary says, the reactor guy is me. And yes, I am from West Virginia. Get her, Gary. Get her, Gary. And of course, you got the replies here. Let's see. Tara says, I'm from West Virginia and my state is beautiful. I tried so hard to like you. She's talking about Chantal for the longest time, but you make it impossible for anyone to like you. This is true. She doesn't try to make herself likable. She wants everyone to hate her, so everybody hates her, and then she complains about it. The White Knight says, yes, Tara, she does. I was her biggest supporter 2 months ago. She pushes people away with her toxic behavior. Yes, that's true. She does. Monique Loves TR says, have you looked in the mirror lately? You have absolutely no room to make fun of anybody's looks. Good God, you're bound and determined to be hated by everyone. Yep, that's what she's working on. Zip says, I can smell your fear of dying alone, Chantal. You will never get married, and your backup Pete's doesn't want to be with you either. Time is ticking with every Nashi. Less and less time to ever get that wedding dress. And when you move on, what did you accomplish? Who loved you? Please tell me. I'm waiting. Her life is about doing nothing and accomplishing nothing and being nothing. She wants to go through this life being nothing, accomplishing nothing, leaving uh, nothing of a good impression behind. And in that regard, she has succeeded. Linda says, reported for harassment and bullying. Somebody's saying, so glad you can't have kids. Everybody making the uncle jokes. So, you know, if Chantal did this community post to put down Gary, nobody's going after Gary. Nobody. Nobody's going after Gary. Nobody. All you did, Chantal, by making this post is promote Gary more. You're promoting his channel. You're helping him get subscribers. So as a member, as a mod for Gary, as part of the Unfiltered Squad, thank you. Thank you for promoting Gary in an indirect way. Every time you and Natter go after him, you're just helping his channel. You're just letting more people know about him. So thank you very much for that. Yeah, thank you very much for promoting Gary. So that's it for this reaction. It was kind of short. There's not that many comments, probably because the hour is late and not many people have seen it. But I want to cover it before she gets rid of it because knowing Chantal in the morning, it's going to be gone. So hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you for watching and please take care. Bye bye.